dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Upchurch. Today is Sunday, February 10th. We had a couple dry days, but the rain is coming back along with the flooding threat. Due to the heavy rain threat, the WYMT weather team has issued a severe weather alert day. Meteorologist Kelly McShane is in the weather center this morning with the latest. Kelly?
Well, Taylor, we are starting off, at least for the most part, dry right now, but that is going to change and change quickly as we head into the next part of your morning and afternoon. But pinpoint Doppler scanning right now, we have a bit of dry air in place, so all of this that you see on the screen is not necessarily falling to the ground. We could have a couple of sprinkles over in Harlan, Bell, Leslie County, but however, most of this is not hitting the ground, but if it is, very light drizzle or very light flurry. So not too much to worry about, but you can see those temperatures anywhere from the 20s to the low 30s, even to the upper 30s in Harlan and Bell County right now, 27 in Moorhead and Pikeville, 32 in Williamsburg. Those temperatures are going to continue to rise, so that transition from snow to rain will happen pretty soon. But over in Whitesburg, all is dry in Letcher County. Just a very gloomy start to your morning. But if you're heading out on the roads, just a wintry mix is possible. Very light, very minor. Just a couple of slick spots cannot be ruled out, but no widespread issues whatsoever this morning. But we are expecting heavy rain at times as we head into your afternoon, and it's going to be pretty soggy over the next couple of days. So that wintry mix we're tracking this morning, I'll keep you updated. Gloomy forecast and a flooding potential all coming up at 8:13. Taylor, I'll be right back.
Thank you, Kelly. February is Heart Month. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says conditions and risks of heart diseases and effects can appear at younger ages. I met with parents in Knox County who are thankful doctors were able to save their baby's life. Boone's daily routine is not like most 16-month-olds. He takes 12 medicines a day, starting at 8:30 a.m.
We have a 15-minute window that can't be late.
Then on to therapy, his little feet go.
It's a little different getting him dressed because he's not as strong as his sister.
His parents, Shad and Mandy Harold, were happy to hear they were expecting one child, let alone two.
We found out we were having twins.
But doctors said Boone's heart was not as healthy as Brinley's. He was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome.
The total left side of his heart was completely underdeveloped. It was not growing.
Not being on this earth long, Boone is in the hospital more than most adults. 2 surgeries later, doctors listed him for a third, a heart transplant.
And I just can't imagine these grown men working on these tiny little hearts and how, that all those things just run through your head. Well, how does that even work?
Though he will always take some medicine. Fast forward to now, 6 months later, this toddler is on his way to living a healthy, normal life.
Anything that you got in his hands, he wants to play with. He'll pull my hat off my head and pull my beard.
Boone's condition inspires them to make people aware of heart defects.
You hear about them, but until you're that parent, it doesn't mean the same to you until you're in that situation.
Hoping to spread the word.
If it wasn't for people donating in the past, then, my son may not be here.
And save more lives. His parents started Books for Boone for patients experiencing a similar journey. The books are meant to help parents bond with their children. Donations will be collected all month and delivered to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. And yesterday morning, more than 100 medical students held a free community health fair in Pikeville. More than 10 medical services were offered, like Narcan training and diabetes testing. Mainly, students planned the entire event. Many say the best part of the fair is the price. It is completely free. Medical student Mahara Aliyah says this fair brings many great opportunities.
So this is a good chance for the community to get to know the students and the future doctors in the area that could potentially be your doctors in the future.
If you missed this one, don't worry. Aliyah says they hope to have more community health fairs later this year. And Clay County deputies arrested 2 people on Friday when they searched a home and found marijuana inside a VCR. Deputies say they went to serve a warrant for domestic violence on Crane Creek Road. Outside of the home, they found Ricky Gabbard and Rebecca Davidson. Deputies found marijuana inside the VCR and on Davidson. The 2 were arrested and faced drug-related charges. In Laurel County, deputies arrested 2 women after finding them with meth and needles in a church parking lot. Deputies charged Michelle Laverne Jordan with trafficking a controlled substance along with other drug-related charges. Sherry Estep also faces drug-related charges. Both women were taken to the Laurel County Detention Center. A man is in jail after police say he was at the center of a 4-hour standoff yesterday morning. Ashland police say William Cooper was charged with burglary and assault. He allegedly stabbed a neighbor during an argument. It happened on Beach Street in Ashland. Officers say Cooper barricaded himself inside the apartment. The person who was stabbed was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. In Tennessee, a man was arrested after he took himself hostage at knife point in the emergency department of a hospital. It happened at Lawland Hospital in Greenville. Police say Justin Story refused to surrender. During the situation, the ER waiting room was closed. Eventually, Story caused a sprinkler to flood the room he was in, and police went in to get him. And in Pikeville, directors with Jenny Wiley Theater held a meeting to announce the 2019 season. This year, the theater hired Robin Irwin as the new producing artistic director. She says they are excited to get this year started. Board member Beverly Jo Osborne says theater is not all about acting. There is a technical side as well.
But there's also opportunities to design costumes and to sew and build sets and the lighting and the technical, all the soundboards. There's just so much involved.
During yesterday morning's meeting, an open forum allowed parents and kids to ask questions about anything from Footlights Academy to upcoming shows. After the meeting, there was also a free audition workshop. A lawsuit accuses veterinarians of lying about the dates of x-rays of horses sold at Keeneland racetrack auctions. The Lexington Herald Leader reports a horse buyer and trainer says he paid more than $400,000 for 24 horses over the span of several years. The lawsuit, filed Thursday, claims vets altered dates on when some of those horses got x-rays. The suit seeks class action status, claiming thousands were lied to. In 2 of Ohio's largest counties, coroners issued drug abuse warnings. This follows the reappearance of an opioid so powerful it is sometimes used to sedate elephants. In Franklin County, there were at least 3 deaths from the drug called carfentanil in January. The drug cannot always be detected because it is sometimes mixed with other drugs. And the funeral for Virginia State Police Trooper Lucas Dowell was held yesterday in Chilhowie. Trooper Dowell was killed in the line of duty Monday in a shootout near Farmville, Virginia. Police say the 28-year-old trooper was helping a regional drug and gang task force. He was shot and killed by a suspect who was also killed in the exchange. And a second woman is now accusing the Virginia Lieutenant Governor of sexual assault as scandal consumes the state's government. In the newest claim, a woman alleges Justin Fairfax raped her in 2000 when they were college students. Last week, another accuser said Fairfax assaulted her at the Democratic Convention in 2004. Fairfax denies both claims. Nicole Killian is in Richmond.
In a new statement, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax said he wants an investigation into sexual assault claims against him. Calling it a devastating week for his family, he wrote, "I am asking that no one rush to judgment, and I am asking for there to be space in this moment for due process." Lauren Zayu worked on Fairfax's campaign in 2017.
Lieutenant Governor Fairfax has a family, he has young children, he has other people who were impacted by this, and so I think it will be best for him to resign.
Pressure has been mounting on Fairfax from nearly every Democrat in the state since a second accuser, Meredith Watson, came forward accusing him of a premeditated and aggressive attack when they were students at Duke University in 2000. In a series of emails and text messages obtained by CBS News, Watson told a former Duke classmate in 2016, "Justin raped me in college and I don't want to hear anything about him." Fairfax called Watson's claims demonstrably false and earlier this week denied allegations by Vanessa Tyson, who alleges he sexually assaulted her in 2004.
The truth is 100% on our side.
Still, Democratic Delegate Patrick Hope says he plans to move forward with articles of impeachment Monday.
This is unprecedented, it's uncharted territory, and I sincerely hope that it doesn't come to this.
The Fairfax fallout now overshadowing the blackface controversies involving Attorney General Mark Herring and Governor Ralph Northam. Northam attended the funeral of a state trooper Saturday. He also gave an interview to the Washington Post, vowing to focus the rest of his term on racial equity, saying, quote, "It's obvious from what happened this week that we still have a lot of work to do."
I think the governor probably feels like the only way to try to salvage his reputation is to try to stay in office and make things right.
Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a new capsule that can change the way you take insulin. That and more in this week's top health stories. And later in sports, Kentucky basketball hit the road, looking for their 10th straight win. Find out if the Wildcats kept their winning streak alive.
Heavy rain is moving into the mountains. How much are we expecting? Those details are coming up next.